Hello everyone. Myself Ankit. I'm from Kolkata. My gate rank as shown is 36 in DA this year, 95 in CS this year, and 60 in CS last year. So I am here for a quick mentorship session. So if you have any doubt you want to ask, just let me know. Just raise your hand. I will unmute you, and you can ask your doubt, and I will try to answer the best I can. So you can begin. I think, am I audible? Just let me know in the chat or something. Okay, so I will start by sharing a little bit of my experience. When did I start and all? I started my preparation, as you heard that my rank last year uh, in third year was 60. So I started my preparation back of just after first year actually in the early second year. So from there I took a course and I completed that course. Uh, I completed that course and I took the test series of Gate Overflow, Go classes, and I mostly prepared from that. It helped me a lot. Last year, uh, I finished my syllabus almost 6 months before the exam. In CS, I'm talking about right now. And from there, I just kept giving exams as much as possible. So that helped me a lot actually. You need to give as much exams as possible, but first focus on completing your course, then give as many exams as possible, and that will prepare you for the main exam, how to tackle an exam environment and all. And after that I started preparing for DA. After last year's rank I started DA pretty late. So that's another example that even after finishing a syllabus late, you can still get a good rank. I finished my DA syllabus around December, or even afterwards, some things were left. So from there only, I started giving exams, and it still worked. I still got a good rank. So uh, I try to finish your syllabus as much as early as possible. But if that is not possible, just go as much depth as you can. And even if you are late like that, it will be fine. You can get a good rank. Yeah. So, people joining new, you can just raise your hand. I will unmute you, or you can ask your doubts in chat also. I will unmute you if you raise your hand, and you can ask your doubts. So, Ria is asking for DA. What would be the ideal time to finish your syllabus? See, as in my case, I finished my syllabus very late in December actually. But for not just only DA, for any subject, you should give 4 months, I think, at least of good test series. But even if you are finishing very late, if you are getting in-depth preparation, doesn't matter, you can finish as late as possible, as late as it takes, but you can still get a good rank. Okay, so just try to go as deep as depth in as much depth as possible. Don't look to just quickly finish your syllabus. It's never too late, basically. So whenever you finish, just start giving your exams, mock test series, AIMTs. Those will definitely help you get a good rank. So ideal time, 4 months to 3 months before get. But even if you're finishing in January, even December, if you're finishing in January, make sure to give topic tests and subject is the for the subjects you have covered before. But yeah, basically, if you're finishing in December or January, it's fine. So Lakshman is asking, what's your approach to a particular subject? If I start from CS, I what I did was I started two subjects parallel. It helped me to balance the multiple subjects. Gate, the main thing in Gate is there's so many subjects, right? You have to control everything together. So I tried to do like multiple at a time. I did 2 to 3, not three, mostly two. But when I finished it, I like while doing the course there are a lot of PYQs done already. So after finishing a subject, I used to reattempt all the PYQs, reattempt like not year wise, reattempt topic wise. So that would force me to revise the topic that I had done earlier. Like suppose I'm doing CN, so suppose data link layer is done very early, right? So after finishing the subject, if I attempt go back and attempt the PYQs of data link layer, then I'm forced to revise the subject again. And the more you revise, it gives you the the concept clarity of the problem solving ability. So that helped me a lot. So I took a subject, I completed it, I did all the PYQs and moved on to the next subject. I did like two to three parallelly, but that is not necessarily true. I did mostly two, you can say. So, but even if you want to just focus on one subject at a time, do that. That's completely fine. Can I ask doubt related to gatecse? Yes, you can. I absolutely ask doubt about CSE. My main two ranks, like last year and this year, are from CS. So I definitely can. For CS, how to cover the Go syllabus in next 5 to 6 months, as I finished both math now. Both maths mean you mean discrete and engineering math, right? For CS, next 5 to 6 months. See, you don't need to finish in 5 to 6 months. If you're doing it from Go, you're already doing in very much depth. You don't need other resources or anything. You just need to give tests. So if you are even finishing in December or January, if you're giving good enough exams, you can definitely take it slow. Just go in depth and finish as in depth as possible, not as quickly as possible. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. Just but since you mentioned in 5 to 6 months, just take parallel it, like two subjects parallelly. Give each time properly and don't rush into it. Like don't finish one subject hurriedly just to get to the other subject, and try to maintain a good balance in both, and that will help to cover a little quickly.
Hello, Ankit.
Hello.
Many congratulations for your rank, first of all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Uh, my doubt is this time I got 35 marks in GATE CSE, and
Okay.
my preparation was just about 4 to 5 months from crash course that Maharevision goes on YouTube. But this time I'm taking a drop after my final year, and I'm preparing
Okay.
from Go classes only. So my doubt is that every time I prepare I'm preparing from last 2 to 3 months, but I feel I get confused because I'm not able to decide when to complete my syllabus, like how to manage two subjects parallelly because I can complete only one subject at a time, and this always demotivates me that I should complete my syllabus till October or till November because my according to my strategy it is taking till end of November.
Okay. So your main concern is how to finish quickly. I think that is your main concern, right?
Yeah, how I should complete the syllabus, at least 10 subjects, then I should revise and do give test series.
You mentioned in October, you were preparing for Go classes. You don't need to like quickly finish in October. You are doing already in depth. So, and doing subjects parallelly is not necessary. I did it, but if you're comfortable doing one at a time, then just do it. You go for one subject, just focus it on completely, complete the PYQs and all, then move to the next subject. That is completely fine. You can, even if you finish in November or December, like early December. I did that with DA. That is fine. You can get a good rank. Just make sure that you are giving topics test and subject test for the subjects you have covered. Okay, so that way you don't have to complete everything before start giving the exams, right? So you probably covered, like you mentioned, you covered maths. Did you mention that?
Now, I have covered only C programming, operating system, these two
Okay.
subjects, and half of TOC.
Okay, you have started good. I think yeah, just you can start giving exams for those a bit later, and you can go on to give like prepare for one subject at a time as you mentioned. So the subject you have covered, just keep giving exam for those and keep revising those, and just focus on one new subject at a time. I think that will help you. You don't
So
need to finish. Uh,
if I am doing one subject at a time, and it takes around till end of November or December starting, then it is not like no, that it will harm my rank or it will reduce my rank.
No, no. See, in DA, I finished like mid-December or after December. It's not necessary. But what I did in DA is exactly what I told you that I kept giving exams for the subjects I've completed. And from December, there's AIMT for Go. So I attempted those. Those helped really helped. In January, I gave like other mock tests as well. So even if you're finishing late, even you are giving the test for the subjects you have done right. So that will help you. It's not necessary that you have to complete in say, October or before that. Just make sure that you are going in depth. You are not rushing into any subject. Because
Okay,
even if you finish in October and you like did not cover a subject properly, you have to redo that subject like a big part of it. So just make sure that you are going in depth. Preparing from Go that then you are definitely going in depth. Don't worry about it. Just
okay.
uh,
Just I can revise parallelly also with the subject I have completed.
Yeah, definitely you can. Just
Okay.
revise one subject and focus on one subject. I think that's a good strategy.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Uh, what's this? Okay, so Sion is asking, what's your approach to solve questions? Like if I solve 10 questions today, after a month I forget or take too much time. So are you always solving new questions or same questions over and over? Not necessarily. What I did while giving test series is when I found a new questions, like a question like there's new concepts in it, I used to write that question, the question, entire question, and a very detailed answer of it at the end of my notes. So if you find a question that is worth writing, or basically it's introducing a new concept or a new approach to solving a question, just write it down. It will help you later. You can revise all those also. So no, I'm not always solving new questions, but again, I'm not always solving the same question over and over again. If I find a good question, I'm basically writing it down in very detail so that when I'm revising it back, I I can revise those questions and the approach I used in that question. So that helps me in other questions as well. Okay, so basically, yeah, after a month or so, you will definitely forget, right? It happens, but uh, see, what matters then is how good of a notes you have, right? So I am very dependent on my notes. Even I know that even if I forget everything, I didn't study for a month or so. Even if I forget everything, the way I prepared my notes, I can just go over them and I will be right back where I left. So have notes like that, have detailed notes, have uh, detailed answer to questions that you find new. So that will help you get back really quickly. It's quite normal, I will tell you. It's quite normal to just forget a little bit. Take a little bit more time than you used to if you are not in touch with a subject, and that is very common. There's 13, 14 subject in CS, so it's not always possible that you are constantly solving every questions from every subject in the initial preparation. In the late preparation, while giving full mock tests, that comes by default. You have to go over each subject. But initially, it's very normal that you will get out of touch with some of the subjects. So make sure you have good notes. The questions that you mentioned, like new type of questions, write those, and it will help you to get back to the speed you previously had. So okay, so I am using printed annotated notes for study. Is that okay? uh yeah, okay, if you are understanding the concepts, definitely okay. I prefer my own notes. I have notes of my own, but the thing is, I would not suggest anyone to use my notes because I don't think others will make much sense of it the way I can. It's very personalized notes, so I prefer that approach. But there's a lot of people who don't like writing their own notes, and there's always good notes provided in the course, goclasses course, and also you can definitely print those, refer to those, and that will help. So if you are understanding, if that is helping you, that then it's definitely good enough. After getting so much rank, is it necessary to give, even after getting such a good rank, is it necessary to give written test or interview to get admitted in top IITs? No, in CS, you don't. So there's two types of MTech, mainly two types. There's various types. So MTech T and I. For RA, few IITs and ISCs can take interview, like ISC takes interview for MTech RA. But for TA, you don't need to give an interview. For with top rank, you will definitely get a good college without any written test or any interview. For DA, there are interviews and tests in ISC. For all the colleges, I don't know, but in ISC they take written tests. I think this year they are not taking interview. I'm not too sure, but they take written test and interview. For CS, if you're getting a top rank, for MTech TA, you don't need to give any interview or other written test. You can directly get admission. So Shivam Tiwari is asking, how many hours did you dedicate daily? See, I did never like, what's the clock? I never like, set for a specific hours or so. But in third year, I used to like have books open and laptop open like all day. I used to take small breaks here and there. I used to like watch a little bit of series or movie, but I'm constantly studying and also there's not a specific hour I can just name, but it used to be open all the time. I'm giving probably 3 hour test. Then I probably take rest. I go eat. I watch some series, small episodes, and then I come back to just revising the tests I gave, watching the answers and all. So there's not a dedicated hour I can mention, but I used to go on for almost all day. Revision when and how. Revision depends on your subject. Like I did for CS, I completed all the subjects and then I took a subject, I revised it, I kept giving tests for it. So, and I did it for like 2 to 3 subjects parallelly again while giving topic tests. So I used to take 3 subjects like digital, suppose discrete, and let's say C programming. I used to take these 3 subjects. I'm revising a chapter for all. I'm giving a test and I'm moving to the next chapter. That way, it will help you to get in touch with multiple subjects at a time. That is the code of GATE. So initially, I would suggest if you are going for 1 to 2 subjects at a time, even one subject, that is completely fine. I For some subjects I also did that, but as late you get in your preparation, try to handle more than one at a time. So that will help you. Revision, yes, that is how I revise mostly. After completing the syllabus, I used to just go completely revise one topic, give test, and move to the next topic, and so on. Seriously, how many hours actually should I dedicate for completing lectures daily? Like the lecture duration that should be covered daily to complete the whole course. Depends on the number of lectures you want to watch. If there's a lecture that is lengthy, I would rather sit it out and complete the lecture than move it for the next day. If there are multiple short lectures, it depends completely. How many hours can you put for a subject you're planning to put for a subject is where it matters. Completely left. Mhm. Okay. Okay. So try to cover at least 2 to 3 hours initially. That's the like minimum. Then slowly increase it as you get more capacity, and that will be fine. Two sub theory, one sub revision, or two subject theory and one subject revision. Is it good? That's perfect actually. If you are like, I think you are saying that you are doing 2 subjects parallelly and you are revising one subject, right? So if you are saying that, it's completely fine. You can. That's a great approach actually. If you can revise a subject while doing classes for 2 others, that will take a lot of time. And but if you can give it, it's better than what I even did. I used to forget out of touch with some subjects also because of the lack of revision. But I made sure that I had good notes of my own. And while when it comes to revising at the end, I used to get back to the subject very quickly. So 2 subjects theory and one revision is more than a good approach. Use goclass summary courses. Can use DBMS complete or compact course? You can I have not done the summary courses from goclasses. Can we use DBMS or complete DBMS from summary or compact course? I think compact course is like really good. From summary, which one do you mean by summary course? I think if you are meaning to say the complete DBMS course versus compact course, see again, I think the compact course is good enough, right? So you can go for that. But if you have more time, if you want to really go for the proofs and all, go for the complete course. Or if you mean some other summary course versus compact course, definitely go for the compact course. I'm actually working and I have to go office 5 days a week and can realistically give 3 hours in weekdays in preparation and 5 to 6 hours in weekend. But advice would you give me in my situation? How can I best prepare? So Akhil, which year are you targeting? So 5 days a week, you are giving 3 hours. That's actually impressive. So uh,
I
noted.
uh, I'm
Yes, yes, sir.
targeting for 2027 actually.
That's next year, right? Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
You are giving enough time, I would say. Like 3 hours in weekdays and 5 to 6 hours weekends. You can, target to watch as many lectures in weekends and probably revise and solve PYQs and question on the weekdays. Probably if you are done with PYQs and all in the weekdays, you can, split in one more lecture in that day. So I would say, see, it depends on you how you feel and what you are most comfortable doing. But I think that's a good strategy that push your lectures to the weekends. Do as much as possible. Also revise after that. But in the weekdays, try to solve as many questions as possible. If you have time or if you have done the questions, you can watch lectures on those days also. I have not done like with the job, so I can't give my own experience. But one of my friend is currently preparing while doing a job, so that's what he is also trying to do. So I would suggest
Hey
that.
Ankit, just one quick question where right now I'm realizing that lectures sometimes are too stretched out and stuff, and I'm able to read the notes, and since I'm from CS background in my 4 years of B.Tech, I'm able to collect a lot of things as well. And like usually there's Gemini and like any AI tool also helps you like understand the concept that you want to as well. So like material and Go classes are like first time I'm getting to know about something like compact courses and stuff. So any any suggestions in those areas?
Uh, I actually missed what you meant. You are meaning that you are making sense out of the notes and then you are using like Gemini and all to get like
Yeah,
depth of it. Yeah,
yes.
if
And also since I'm from CS background, I have also studied these briefly in my B.Tech as well. So yeah.
I would suggest to do compact courses rather than this, going for just notes and AI related depth, that will you may miss some. I have not done it, so I can't give you personal experience, but I would say compact courses would be better for you. You can probably skip some of the optional lectures. You can skip some of the PYQs lecture. You can solve it on your own. If you can't solve it, you can refer back always. But I would suggest the compact courses.
Thanks, Ankit.
No problem. So when should we give weekly quizzes? So I gave weekly quizzes for DA. I gave them like right after I completed a topic. So for PYQ, it's completely my own strategy. There's no one correct strategy. So whichever one you feel comfortable with, you just go for it. But what I did is I gave weekly tests, weekly quizzes after I complete a topic. And I solved PYQs after completing the whole like subject, and that forced me to actually revise the entire subject, right, to solve the PYQs. And also while doing the course, there's a lot of PYQs being solved in the class. So right after that, solving PYQs is kind of like overdoing it. You can so what I did is give weekly quizzes right after a topic is done, and then go for PYQs after the subject is done. What, yeah, what to do when we get lazy sometimes? Too much energy to sit and prepare. It happened to me too. So, Himanshu, what do you mean exactly? To nursery sit and prepare.
Sir, I was trying to say that sometimes for few days we are sitting and preparing. Sometimes we consistently sit 2 3 hours, and sometimes we don't feel like preparing at all. Don't even
Okay.
feel like watching lecture. What do you do then?
I think this will come initially. You have to force yourself in those situations. Just if you're not feeling like watching a lecture, you can probably start solving questions from it if you want to do that. Like you have to force yourself in those situations. If you're not absolutely feeling like doing it, like go take a stroll or do something else and then come back to it after getting a little fresh minded. So I can suggest that. Other than that, I think you have to get a habit out of it. See, initially it probably happened with me also, but as I started, as I kept watching lectures, as I completed 1 to 2 subjects, I saw the goal very closely, right? So after that, it kind of got in my habit.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank
Unit is for preparing notes and analyzing tests. Okay, analyzing tests, preparing notes. So for test part, I would say what I did last year was I mentioned it that while giving test series, if I find a good question or a new concept or a new approach to solving a question, I used to write the question. Then I used to write a detailed answer for it. So that always helped me to get back, revise those approach and those questions. But I'm not writing every question that I can't solve. I'm writing only those that are like new concepts or uh, in a new approach to solve. And I know that this approach will help me solve many other questions, not just this question. So I used to write those questions at the end of the notes for that specific subject. So probably I'm doing COA, and there's a question from COA that I can't, make understand. I can't understand, and from watching the solutions, I get that it's a new type of question. So I used to write that question at the very end. I had a new name of the chapter, like important questions and all. I used to write that question and a detailed answer for it. But this year, what I did is I took screenshot of that question if I'm finding very hard, and I used to take the solution of the screenshot as well this year. But I would still say if you can take write it down, that's a better approach. But if you are lacking too much time, you can do that also. I took a screenshot of that question. I saved it in a app called Notion. So yeah, I finished like that. And this year I also kept track of the marks I'm getting in each exam. The silly mistake I'm doing, I had a table, so I used to show the marks in the second next section. I used to say that if I've done any silly mistakes for that or not. But I would not say that helped me a lot, to be honest. I think the questions part did. Like last year, writing those questions, I still sometimes refer back to those. So that part did help a lot. But the other parts, I would not say that I refer too much back to the silly mistakes I did. So basically, that's what I mean. Just give a test, uh, write any good questions or any new concepts you find, and with detailed answers at the end of your notes. How did you manage both CS and DA? Any suggestion? So if it's your first attempt, or yeah, it is your like the biggest hope, then I would say just focus on one. Okay, why I prepared DA? Because my CS was already done, right? Last year I did get a good rank last year only, so my CS was already done. What I did this year was just kept giving exams for CS and revise a little bit. I did not have to watch a new lectures. Like I had to watch one or two topics, like very small topics, but I did not have to go go complete lecture, watch complete lecture for CS. So I did not uh, prepare both. I would not say that I prepared both CS and DA together. I had already CS done. I just kept giving exam and revisions for CS. And for DA, I took the course. I did course from, I think I started very late for DA. I think in around May I started DA. And in DA, started giving weekly tests for DA. And in December or mid-December, I finished DA and gave the AIMTs and some mock tests. So again, if it's your first attempt, just I would suggest keep focus on at least your main priority should be one. Then if you're finding any extra time and all, you can go for DA. But for your first attempt, I would say just like the other one. For your first attempt, I would say just focus on one. Should I study subjects from the compact course or the complete course if I'm preparing for GATE for the first time and targeting GATE 2027? So if you have done like if you are completely starting from new right now, I think combat courses are good option for you. But if you have time, if you can do the complete course for some of the topics, I would suggest go for the complete course. Go for some of the proof. You can skip some of the optional lectures, some of the PYQ solved lectures as well. And if you can't solve the PYQs, you can always refer back. But if you don't have time, definitely go for compact course. That's more than enough. But if you got enough time, you want to see the proof. Like in compact courses also you will get proofs. But if you want to see more detailed uh definition and all, then go for complete course. But compact course is more than enough, I would say. I got just the qualifying marks in 2026 in my third year with zero preparation. Okay, 1 second. Yeah, okay. Then I think compact course is good enough for you. Go for compact course. Uh, you can finish before GATE 2027 and give good enough tests. So I think compact course is a brilliant option for that. So I've studied CN and OS while preparing for GATE 2026. Can I just prepare CN and OS with just annotated notes or topper notes? Depends on how good your concepts are. Yes, you can definitely go for annotated notes or top notes. Depends on how have you prepared before, for GATE 2026. If you have left some topics in C and OS, then I would say ki just do it over, like not the complete thing, but suppose you have left paging, so just go ahead and do those lectures. But if you have done like well enough, if you have prepared well enough for C and OS, you can just revise from the notes and somebody lectures if you want and go on with the other subjects. So yeah, basically, if you have done prepared good enough previously, then you can definitely go for notes. But if you have doubts in the subject or any specific topics, then do a course or watch lectures for that specific topics. Do compact courses cover the whole syllabus? Yes, they cover more than the whole syllabus. I'm currently in my second year of my B.Tech in CSE. I have not explored DSA, AI/ML development, etc. I have not explored. So I'm confused between GATE DA and GATE CS. After the next 2 years, if I appear for GATE CSE, can I still enroll in the AI/ML courses that are available through GATE DA? Yeah, you can definitely go for GATE AI/ML courses that are available through GATE DA. As I mentioned, that IISc takes separate exam for GATE DA. Like they will shortlist from GATE marks code, and they also consider GATE CS marks there. So any other IITs also consider GATE CS marks there for their AI/ML courses. So you can definitely, just prepare for CS. What do you say? After next 2 years, if I appear for GATE CS, yeah, then I can still take courses for AI/ML. Yes, basically, yes, you can. After 2 years, if you get a good rank in CS, you can apply for AI/ML related courses in top IITs or get shortlisted for AI related courses in ISC. Okay. So if there is any other doubt, you can raise your hand. I will unmute you, or you can write in the chat. So you are in second. So as you mentioned, you are in second year. So I also started my preparation in second year only, like early or second year. So I would suggest that this is a very good time for you to start preparing. You can even not even 2 years. If you prepare for now, you can crack in third year that I did, and you will get entire year for practical stuffs and all. So if you like, if you have doubt regarding that, then I would say you can start preparing from now only and get a good rank in third year. But do you have follow any other resources also? For DA, have you followed any other resources also? No, no, no. For DA, I've only followed Go classes. I've followed in their all their courses like machine learning, LA, entire maths, warehousing, AI, Python, everything, and I've only given their test series and attempted their AIMTs. So no, I have not followed any other resources for DA. Depending get DA first attempt. So there was everything of every course or strategy it suggests me. So you have maths background and I already have background in math, programming and ML. So there was every course. Like there's a lot of time left, like right for DA. So you can definitely go ahead and watch every course. I think watching the course is not just the concept, it will develop the approach to solving gate related questions. So even if you have background in maths, if you can watch the compact courses and all. That will help you for the questions. But if you have prepared like gate related, or even if you have good knowledge, and just try to go for the PYQ, just try and seeing that if you are able to solve this or not. If you are able to solve those, then you can attempt the weekly quizzes and all. But if you're struggling on those, I would suggest go ahead and watch those topics, watch the codes. That will help you definitely, and there's a lot of time, so you can very easily complete the syllabus. And having good background in maths and all will definitely help you in the courses also, and help you complete it quicker. So that's added more benefit. Any specific subject that needs more attention for retaining it for a long time in CS? Specific subjects like CDS algo, I would say that there's a good amount of marks every year, and that's there's a good amount of marks every year. DBA, discrete maths used to have a good amount of weightage every year as well, but last year in my set there were only 4 to 5 marks, not even that. So it's really unpredictable. I think CDS algos, the programming part, there's consistently good amount of marks in those. So I would say that's a good one. And other subjects like OSC and obviously will have a good weightage every year. So specific subject that need more attention depends on what subject you like. If you have preference for one subject, like if you are strong in suppose OS, then I would say definitely prepare that more, give that more attention because you can secure more marks from those. On an average day, on an on an average, how many days we can give for a subject? I mean, what is the good time to complete a subject? Like for a big subject, in how many days we should complete, and for small subjects, how much should be an ideal and maximum time? Sorry, and on an average day, how many an average? Okay, so for a subject, it depends on the course size and all. If you're preparing for CN, that's a very long subject. So a month, more than a month, it will definitely take. So, again, I would say don't rush into it. As much time as it's taking for you to understand, just give it. Because once you understand in depth, you don't have to revisit it. Like, if I share my experience, I did compiler from some courses and it was so bad I couldn't solve much questions from it when I was giving the test series of goclasses. So I had to redo that course again. The entire course I did. Same goes with linear algebra as well. I had to redo the entire course. But if you're doing LF from Sachin sir and all, Sachin said, then you don't have to spend that much time again redoing it, which I had to do. So even if it's taking good amount of time, give it, do in proper depth. While giving tests, you will see that you are able to solve more questions than someone who has uh, rushed and finished it. So for small subjects and big subjects, there's no specified time. S- Just give as much time it takes you to get it in proper depth. What was your strategy for mock tests after finishing your DA syllabus in December? Means like how frequently did you take tests and what was your post-exam analysis of each test? Yeah, so for DA, I finished my syllabus in December, but I was giving topic tests before December as well. So I finished machine learning first and LA before that, like maths part before that. So while I was doing AI and Python, I was giving weekly tests and topic tests from test series for those subjects like machine learning and LA. And after December, just when I finished, there were AIMTs going on from the 20th or something like that. So I kept giving the AIMTs. And how frequently did I take an exam? So I was preparing for both CS and DA, right? So this year, what I did is give CS exam one day. The next day I used to give DA, and then the next day I used to just revise the topics and not give any exam. Then again CSDA, a one day gap, CSDA one day gap. This year I did it. Last year I was giving exams every single day, which I won't suggest actually. Take 1 or 2 days gap there and revise the topics you can't like make much sense out of, like the questions you are struggling with. Give time to those. But yes, that's what I did. Like DA. So you can say every 2 days I was giving a DA exam after after finishing it in December, and I was also attempting all the IIMTs. High weightage in DA, definitely entire maths, like more than 40 marks, I think, are from the maths part in DA, like linear algebra, probability, and calculus. But this year there was heavy weightage from DBMS. 11 questions, I think, were from DBMS. So that's another subject you should focus on, DBMS. But definitely the highest weighted subject in DA is going to be maths. So a complete backlog in two subjects, engineering maths and discrete maths. Hmm. So now a complete backlog in two subjects, engineering maths and discrete maths. Yes, and maths. And have started see proposal possible no engineering maths and BI. No, don't leave them for the end. I would say if you like you're saying you have started engineering maths and discrete maths, but have not been able to finish it and left it midway, and you have backlog now, right? So I would say just pick those up and finish those. If you can do, what should I do? Should I do them in parallel? So I would not suggest doing three subjects parallelly, but if you can, you definitely should. But if you are not comfortable with it, just you can hold off C because you have already started engineering maths and DM before C, right? So finish that first. Depends on how much you have done for those, but you can just finish that first and then go for C. But if you leave both the subjects for the end, the progress you have made till now, I won't say will be lost, but you have to revise a lot, get back to a lot. So just finish them now and then go for C, I would say, or at least do two parallelly, like engineering maths and this. Yeah, 20% syllabus was covered, then I would say just finish those first, then like if you can do two parallelly, then like probably do engineering maths and discrete maths together. And when you are done with one, just replace that with C. Probably you are done with engineering maths. So, then do C and discrete maths parallelly. I would suggest that. But don't put it off till the end. You have done already 20%. So I think that will help you to prepare now rather than later. Are you doing any physical activity during prep? Not really. Uh, no, I take rest between lectures and all, but I'm not doing much physical activity during preparation. Uh, in quiz plus test series sufficient for DA? Should I should I write gate overflow GitHub get your question bank? Any other resource? So I did not follow anything else for D. I just did the Go classes course. I just gave all the weekly, not all the weekly tests. I just gave most of the weekly tests, and I just attempted their mock tests, and their AIMTs as well. That is more than enough for get DA. So if you're doing that, I would say you don't need anything else. You can just uh, do their courses, give their quizzes plus test series, and attempt their AIMTs. Of course, do PYQs. There are only 3 years of PYQs, so three, right? Yeah. So give the PYQs as well. That's more than enough. If you're struggling with some topic and all, then you can search it online or do some other use some other resources, but it's unlikely that you will need it. These are more than enough. So okay, these were the questions from for now. Are there any other questions? Mhm. In 1 second. Yeah. Till now I've completed C digital DS half DS half. Okay, how I plan my next 6 months so I can add something to my strategy. How you plan next 6 months and what marks or score is enough to get top 10 IITs code CSTM. Top 10 IITs. Okay. So you have completed C digital and currently doing data structure, I think. So I think you should, you have completed C and data structure. You should definitely go for algorithm next. And that will keep you on the programming. part that will you will be done with the programming part. You have done digital, so you can start doing COA, OS, and you can do engineering maths anytime in one, engineering maths and discrete maths. So for next 6 months, just focus on finishing the subjects and do the PYQs. Like for C and digital you have done, make sure that you uh, attempt there those PYQs. And after doing DS, I would suggest that go for algorithm and do the those PYQs as well. You've done digital, so you can go for a COA, OS. So that is the flow. I would suggest that go for algo, done digital, so go for CA, COA. You can do OS, you can do CN after that. And for mathematics part, engineering maths and discrete maths, you can do whenever you like that. You can do it now, you can do it later. Those are independent topics, right? TOC, I would suggest do TOC before compiler also. So this is the flow I would suggest. So in next 6 months, just try to finish not the course, these topics, and slowly move to other subjects as well, and then start giving the test series. So just complete the subjects and go for PYQs. सायोन देवनाथ कहाँ से हो भैया? कोलकाता. I'm from Howrah actually, near Botanical Garden. Did you purchase any other test series other than goclasses? Last year I did. Last this year I did not do any other test series. One or two maybe, but goclass has always been the main course test series I have given. Last year I gave most of the test series, but after that this year I only took goclasses. And for DA there was nothing else. Only go. Should I give CAC PYQ? Comments just with the DA. Yes, hello. Hello. Okay, so what was that? And should I give CS PYQ for DA? Should I give CSE PYQ common subjects with DA? I am not understanding your question, Gautam. Should I give CSE PYQ for DA? So you mean the common subjects you have? Should you do the PYQs for DA also? For maths, don't, because there are lots of extra things in maths. Of course, DA maths is more advanced than CS. CS PYQs will be enough for your CS preparation, I would say. For DBMS, you can, but CS parts already covers those. So if you have time, there are not much PYQs from DA also, like only 3 years. So if you want, if you can, you definitely can, but you don't absolutely need to. Half my questions remains. Laxman, what was your question? Hello. Till now, I have completed second digital news, huh? Okay, okay. Score enough. What is the score to get top 10 IIT? Score CSTA. So scored, I can't say the score. I would say ranked top 10 you mentioned, then I think 600, 700 for top 10. Uh, you have any specific IIT in mind? I can try to go for that. Yeah, I think 600, 700 rank is enough. Depends on the marks if you ask. That depends on the year. Last year, it was set to us tough, so there was uh, high normalization. So 70 marks last year in set 2 was almost 60 rank, but this year it will be quite higher rank than last year. So marks matter. Marks depends on the year, but rank for top 10 should be 6 to 700, I think. Can you please tell how did you prepare an entire subject? I mean complete step, including question, practice, and when PYQs. Practice well and PYQs well. Okay, so how did I prepare an entire subject? I just watched the courses. I did not, you know, took other resources or anything. While watching the course, I just focused on the course. I completed the entire course. During the course only, in the class you will solve a lot of questions. You will solve a lot of, PYQs also. So I did not used to solve the PYQs during the course. I used to solve it after the subject is done. So I basically started a topic. I finished that topic and I used to give weekly tests for that topic. Okay. So and after I and the questions done in classes, I used to just solve those. So many questions were given as HW also, so I used to attempt those also. And after a subject is done completely, I used to solve the PYQs because as I mentioned, that forced me to revise the entire subject once again. As much as you revise, you will stay in touch with the subject. It will get normalized to you. So I did that. So basically, finish a topic for start a subject. I just followed the course. I finish a topic. I used to give weekly tests for those, and I used to solve the homework questions that were given. And I did it for all the topics in a course, in a subject. And then after the entire subject is done, I used to go for the PYQs and solve all the PYQs. And during the course also, we were doing PYQs from with the one that are done in classes. So you get a division of PYQs in that way as well. I made my own notes. Did you make your own notes or refer to? No, no, every notes I made for every subject I have my own notes. But again, I would not suggest anyone to prepare from my notes because they are like very much personalized. I would notes can be very neat and clean from many toppers, but still I would suggest I would rather watch my own notes than someone else's. But if you're finding someone else's note like toppers not very clear, you're understanding it, you're not having any problem, then definitely go for it. It's not a problem. But I had my own notes. I prepared my own notes for every subject. Okay. So is there any other questions? Just you can ask in chat. Which is your choice between MTech and MTech research? This is purely based on our interest. Yes, if you have interest in research, then MTech RA would be probably better for you. But yeah, it depends on your interest. For me, I would go for TA because right now I don't have much interest in research. So after I get into IIT or ISC or whatever, I might. But for now, I'm going for MTech TA. And yes, it depends on your choice, your preference. So if you have more research oriented, if you want more research oriented course, then go for RA. But if you don't want more research oriented course, I think RA course will be a little longer than TA course also. TA are 2 year courses. RA can be a little more than 2 years, almost 3 years. But coursework in every uh, subject will be less. No, not every subject. Coursework in every semester will be less than TA. And in AMTech research, you will be assistant researcher for a teacher, and for TA you will be assistant teacher to a teacher for another teacher. So those are the difference. But after that, it's purely your choice. My approach to one question is to watch lecture, HW question, if any, if in particular video, then PYQs. If any step I forget, add to my flow, get me idea. My approach to one question is to watch lecture, HW questions, if any in particular video, then PYQs. If any step I forget. Yeah, that's a good approach. You mean that you do one subject, you watch the lectures, you do the HW questions, if any, in the particular video, and then go for PYQs. Something happened. And if any step I forgot to add my flow, give me an idea. If any step I forgot to add, No, that's good enough. We're basically doing the lecture, you are doing solving the HW and giving PYQs. That's more than enough. Just make sure that after you complete your course, you are in good flow. So make sure just after completing your course, you attempt the tests and all. That will be more than enough. You can definitely get a great rank in this flow. How to do know? So that's a private message. I started preparing since Jan, but I only finished maths due to semester exams, and all I got bit distracted. Now, how can I start with the core subjects? And how can I utilize the summer vacation? I think I lack in discipline and in consistency. What can I do for it? And please tell me mistakes to avoid. Currently, I am in my second year. So you're in your second year and targeting for next year's get. You definitely have good enough time, to restart your preparation. So you have done. You're going for CS, right? You did not mention that. I think. Vive. Okay. So yeah, you can start with the core subjects. You have done maths. You can go for digital, then COA. You can do the programming part, CED, TSL. But in second year, it's a really good time to start preparation. You can definitely get a great rank still. So, just make sure that you are not getting distracted. You are just staying on a course. So, not like starting a subject, then thinking that, okay, I should do some other subject now. So don't do that. Just start a subject, finish it, go for the PYQs, the homework that are given, and move on to the other subjects. You definitely have good enough time still to get back to your preparation. You have done only finished maths. You mean engineering maths or discrete maths? If both, then great. But if you haven't, then just start a subject, complete it, do the HW questions and PYQ. Just keep it simple. Basically, there's more than enough time to complete the course. So without getting distracted anymore, just utilize the summer vacation, complete as many courses as you can, as many subjects as you can from the course, and then you can go for test series and all. But right now, just focus on completing the course. No need to hurry or anything. You have more than enough time here still. And the compact courses are there to help you anyways. So go for that. If you have any other specific doubt, you can ask. I probably have missed something. How did you manage your social media usage and other distracts? Uh, Depends on the other distraction. I did not do that much social media last year. I did not even have Instagram. So I used to uninstall those, but I was not too much distracted from those, I would say. So yeah, you have to control those things yourself. Uh, Set a time limit for those. Don't use those before completing a subject or completing a certain part. And after doing that, you can reward yourself with that. But don't just blindly go for distractions. While giving a course, give it your complete focus, and after that, you can do anything, any play game, watch series, social media, whatever. Weekly quizzes or weekly quizzes or tests when to give or with subjects. Weekly quizzes or tests when to give or with subject. Weekly quizzes I used to give with subject. So after I complete a topic, I used to attempt the weekly quizzes. Tests I used to give like at the very end after completing a subject. For DA, I used to give after completing. For CS, I completed the entire CS syllabus. Then I started giving the test. But that is because I had a lot of time in CS. If you don't, you can start giving the topic and subject test for the subjects you have covered. Basically, you have weekly tests, so just go for weekly tests. Give attempt those tests, and after the subject, while giving the subject, basically you can attempt those weekly tests. After the subject is finished or your syllabus is almost at the end, towards the end, go for you can go for the whole test series. Like attempt the topic test first, then subject test, then do it for one by one all the subjects. If you are done with all the subjects, you can go for the mock test. So basically, while doing the course, I would suggest go for weekly tests only. How did you manage college semester exams along with gate prep? So a lot of subjects in college semesters are common with GATE, right? Like digital, COA, all the subjects we had back in second year, the third sem, fourth sem, I'd already done for GATE. So I used to make sure that the subjects I have in my semester exam, I'm doing those first and then move to other subjects. So basically, while giving the semester exams, I know that I have already covered those subjects, so don't have to prepare them again for semester. So that would help me with much time. And for the other subjects, you know, last few days are more than enough, I think, for those subjects. So I used to just prepare like that. Mostly there are common subjects which get only. So I would suggest that make sure that you are covering the subjects in semester exam first. That will help you during your semester exams as well. Since I started preparation second year, so from very early, I made sure that whatever subject I have in my semester, I'm completing that first. Thank you, Laxman. All the best. Okay, so are there any other questions or think that was most of the doubts covered. If you have any other doubt, you can ask in chat. Otherwise, we'll just close this session. Yeah, sure, right. 1 second.
हेलो।
Yes.
भैया मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
हाँ आ रही है, बोलो।
मुझे ये पूछना था, आप ड्यूरिंग प्रिपरेशन सपोज हमने 10 घंटा या फिर जितना हम पढ़ सकता था पढ़े, पर भी मतलब माइंड को रिफ्रेश करने के लिए आप क्या करते थे इन केस, क्योंकि रेगुलर पढ़ना पड़ता है।
हाँ, मैं तो मतलब स्मॉल ब्रेक लेता ही रहता था। सो बिटवीन लेक्चर्स हो गया, सो आफ्टर लॉन्ग सेशन आई यूज्ड टू टेक स्मॉल ब्रेक्स। और मतलब आई डिपेंड्स ऑन व्हाट यू लाइक। अगर आपको मतलब ड्राइंग करना अच्छा लगता है तो वो कर लो थोड़ा। मैं थोड़ा थोड़ा गेम खेल लेता था, मैं थोड़ा थोड़ा सीरीज देख लेता था। सो जो आपको अच्छा लगता है यू कैन डू, बट मेक श्योर दैट यू आर doing the course first. You are make sure that you're not getting distracted from the course, rather you are doing those to
हम्म।
freshen up your mind. ठीक है, सो पहले कोर्स कर लो, लेक्चर कर लो लॉन्ग ड्यूरेशन तक, मतलब एक पीरियड तक कर लो। फिर माइंड फ्रेश करने के लिए जो आपको अच्छा लगता है वो थोड़ा कर लो। देन गेट बैक टू द सब्जेक्ट, द लेक्चर्स और गिविंग कोर्स, गिविंग टेस्ट।
मतलब
ठीक है।
गैप ज्यादा नहीं होना चाहिए, बेसिकली 2-3 घंटा का ब्रेक बेसिकली नहीं लेना है इस तरह।
हाँ
नहीं,
नहीं नहीं, हाँ
30 मिनट्स
वही।
40 मिनट्स।
हाँ हाँ वही, डिपेंड्स ऑन कितना लंबा पढ़ रहे हो। सो हाँ, मैं छोटा छोटा ब्रेक ब्रेक लेता लेता रहता था। बट हाँ, अगर आप बहुत लंबा सेशन तक पढ़ रहे हो तो आप थोड़ा ज़्यादा ब्रेक भी ले सकते हो।
और आप ड्यूरिंग प्रिपरेशन सोशल मीडिया यूज कितना करते थे फिर इन केस अगर?
सोशल मीडिया मैं तब तो यूज़ नहीं करता था। मतलब सोशल मीडिया मेरा फेसबुक तो है नहीं, इंस्टा विंस्टा ही जो है वो भी तब उतना नहीं करता था। तो वो डिस्ट्रक्शन नहीं था, बट हाँ मतलब मैं सीरीज वीरीज बहुत देखता था, मूवीज। सो वो थोड़ा थोड़ा देख लेता था रात को आफ्टर डूइंग द कोर्स। बेसिकली whatever you like you can do, but make sure that you are focusing on the, make sure that you have the priorities right. You are doing the course first, you are doing the lectures, you are giving the test. After that you can do whatever you want. बस डिस्ट्रैक्ट नहीं होना।
हाँ डिस्ट्रिक्ट। ओके भाई।
थैंक यू। ओके, कोई और डाउट है क्या? Okay, I think all the doubts are covered for now, right? Okay, so thank you very much for the session, for joining the session. Uh, I would end the session here. So, okay, thank you very much.